The question says that the circle x squared plus y squared equals 25 has tangents at the point A and B. The point A has coordinates 0, 5, point B has the coordinates 3, negative 4. The tangents meet at the point P. Work out the coordinates of the point P. So they have this intersection point, which is P. If you remember circle theorems, the radius, which is coming from the center towards the circumference, is always at 90 degrees with the tangent. So what we can do is, if we find the gradient of the line OB, we can use that to find the gradient of the line PB and then create an equation for that. And then further use that to find what the coordinates of P are. Because as you can see, point A has a coordinate of 0, 5, which means it's a horizontal line at y equals to 5. So let's find the gradient for OB first. OB would be negative 4 minus 0 over 3 minus 0, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And that's going to be negative 4 over 3. So gradient of BP times gradient of OB would always equal to negative 1 because they're both perpendicular lines. For perpendicular lines, the product of the gradients is always equal to negative 1. So MBP times negative 4 over 3 equals to negative 1. And MBP would be 3 over 4. That is the grade of the line BP. Now we have the gradient, we have the point, which is 3, negative 4. So let's use the point slope form to find the equation. Y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. So y minus negative 4 equals to 3 over 4 times x minus 3. Y plus 4 equals to 3 over 4 times x minus 3. Cross multiply. 4y plus 16 equals to 3x minus 9. Now we know that y equals to 5 is passing through point P as well, which means the P coordinate, which means the coordinate of P will have a y value of 5. So we put that in the equation that we have right now, we can find the value of x. So that's going to be 4 times 5 plus 16 equals to 3x minus 9. 20 plus 16 equals to 3x minus 9. 36 equals to 3x minus 9. 36 plus 9 over 3, which is 15, because 45 divided by 3 is 15. So P has the coordinates of 15 and 5. That's your answer. Main thing for this to remember is that the radius always makes a 90-degree angle with the tangent. Hence, we can use the principle for gradient of perpendicular lines where both the gradients get multiplied and always equal to negative 1. So with that, we can easily solve the question and find the coordinates of P. Then says the graph above shows information on how an empty container is being filled with water. What happens between 30 and 40 seconds? So between 30 and 40 seconds, we can see that the rate is negative, which means water is being poured out. When the rate is positive, that means water is being added. Then it says how much water is in the container after 40 seconds. So we find this, 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 and this. So volume is going to be area under the graph, which means we find the area of the trapezium in the triangle. So this part over here is area under the graph would be, this length is 30, this length is 15, and the height is 50. So we can use the formula for the area of a trapezium, which is 1 over 2. times the height times the sum of parallel sides, which are 30 and 15. Then minus this triangle over here because that's the volume of water that is taken out of the container. So we subtract that. So for that, the height is 20 and this is 10. So area of triangle 1/2 times the base times the height. So 30 plus 15 is 45, 45 times 15, and then divided by 2, 337.5 minus 10 times 20 is 200 divided by 2 is 100. That's going to be 237.5 centimeter cube. That's the amount of water that is in the container after 40 seconds. Remember, you have to subtract the area that's underneath the x-axis, not added, because that is the amount of water that was taken out of the container, not poured in. Then it says the first 5 terms of a quadratic sequence are 30, 36, 46, 16, 78. Work out the nth term. So let's begin with finding the common difference. So we have 6 over here, 10, 14, and 18. Now we find the second difference. So that's 4, 4, and 4. So whatever is the second difference, you will multiply that by n squared divided by 2. So that's 2n squared. This is your value of A. Now what is A? The quadratic sequence has the basic format of nth term, which is an squared plus bn plus c, which is what any quadratic equation looks like. So right now we have figured out the value of A, which is 2. So 2n squared is this first thing. 2n squared plus bn plus c. Now we need to figure out the value of b and c. So for this, I'm going to make a table where I'm going to write the original sequence first. Then I'm going to write a sequence that will be created based on the nth term being 2n squared. So original sequence 2n squared. So original sequence is 30, 36, 46, 60, and 78. Let's divide this into columns. So with 2n square, 2 times 1 square is 2, times 2 square is 8, 2 times 3 square is 18, 2 times 4 square is 32, and 2 times 5 square is 50. Now we find the difference of these terms. Now for the difference, we subtract 2n square from the original sequence. So 30 minus 2 is 28. 36 minus 8 is 28. 46 minus 18 is also 28. 60 minus 32 is 28. And 78 minus 50 is also 28. So this will serve as our value of C. So which means our nth term is going to be 2n square plus 28. If the difference was not common over here, like, it wasn't all 20, it was something else, then you would find the nth term for that sequence of differences, and we would have a value of B as well. But since there is no difference in the differences over here, they're all 28 consistent between each of these terms. So that means there's no B, there's just the constant C, which is 28. So this is your nth term for the quadratic sequence.